Hello and welcome. Name's Derek, and I sell physical media on eBay. I make videos about that. This is a What Sold video. Alright, stop the music. Well, that's kind of short, wasn't it? Alright. So it is for the weekend, which would be Friday afternoon up until now, which is about 9 o'clock Monday morning. It's 27 orders and $640 product cost received, or otherwise $710 after all the added bedazzles. So wasn't that bad. If I were to go in, even if there were to be another, however much it would be, 90 more of the totality, that'd be 800 over 3 days. That is, or was, about where the median was at before. I mean, sales slowed down a little bit. I mean, summer slowed down, and I had a few other things kind of in my way, but still kept getting stuff and kept listing. And there are some things that are in here I think are even in this stuff. You really can't see it, but this is the stuff that got listed the other day. These and these. So when I get done listing stuff, they just go right here, and so they're out of the way. And then they're right where I need to put them away. I just didn't put them away. I did other stuff. However, there are several books. Let me get those books. Okay. Made it back from that quest. People need to say the word quest or use it in a proper reference more often. When was the last time you were on a quest? I guess if you resell, you probably go on inventory quests quite a bit. So this first CD is Cracker Barrel, so it's going to be a little gatefold, a little digipack. I believe it is. There it is. All right, this CD, Cracker Barrel. Most of them have a way different barcode. This one actually had a regular barcode. Most Cracker Barrel stuff. There's a few of like the bigger artists that have sold, like Conway Twitty and Johnny Cash and ones like that they make. But this one had a regular barcode, so I scanned it. I don't know how long I've really had it. Not super long, but it's $12 international. I'll get into this first book. This still kind of wrapped with this plastic wrap, kind of like it was new or something, or however this was. But the wrapping has come loose a little. Another international sale, and this one is 21. A lot of bread and butter. Now, this weekend, I would say, was more over besides this one right here. And there's another surprising, I think, the CD in here. It's like $50. D12, Creation or Chaos. Creation or Chaos. $11. Like I said, a lot of bread and butter. So if you're new here, I round up or round down. So it was 1086, so I said 11. And even on an $11 sale, and I do free shipping, even on an $11 sale, that would still be $4 bucks, depending on the product cost. D9. Disney Magical Fireplace. Or past my eyes. And it shows that it's in a slipcover. Allegories. It's not. It's actually in 10, which is weird. Which is real weird because I just did inventory. So even you can make mistakes and errors even while you're checking for your mistakes and errors. Disney Magical Fireplace, 23. I just happened to glance in that box. If not, I would have just given up on that and looked in all the boxes later. Murdoch, Scramble, First Compression Director's Cut, D18. It's an anime. X Library, 21 bucks. A barcode that was not covered up. A lot of the libraries like to do that, but there are certain disc media or whatever it may be. But if it has a barcode, a lot of times they'll cover it up with their own sticker, and then you have to hand type it. But there's certain types of genres that I will just hand type those ones, and anime generally is. Especially, if it was at a next library or if the barcode. I mean, look it up anyhow, but for library wise. D26, Low Winter Sun. Low Winter Sun, 15. So I'm not going to talk too crazy about a whole bunch of stuff. It's not going to be a long video. However, I'm going to get, can't see them, but these 4 boxes right here of CDs, get those loaded up, get those down to the exchange, stop at a few stores, try to find a couple things, come back. I'll figure that out, how I want to do that. But that's at least trip 1. And then the record den is closer to here than the exchange is, but they're both that direction. But for the record den, I want them to look at some other stuff that I have, some 8-tracks, a couple vinyls, a couple small 45s. I'll figure that out. All right. I got to get a tape. So where was I at? That one. Okay. So we have the Kinks Misfits cassette. This is still kind of selling off those ones that I got almost a year ago at a business estate sale in a couple towns over from here. A guy was a DJ in Cleveland back in the 70s, a little bit in the 80s, and he was also a music collector. So he had tons and tons of records. And then I ended up getting a couple banker's box full of sealed cassettes. And if you've been here for a while, you know where it's going. But if you're new, I'm talking. There was a video a while back where the thumbnail is of like $1,200 of like 6 cassettes. I sold pretty instantly. I mean, these were. I still have "Wish You Were Here" U.S. first pressing of by Pink Floyd, and that's like $1,000. And I've sold all kinds of other $200, $300, $400 cassettes out of that lot. And those boxes I probably paid $20 a piece for. So this is 15. Actually, I just wrote something somewhere that if you want to get into a specific category, but physical media typically is going to be a lot cheaper than other categories and less burdensome for the work involved. But go buy a lot. I mean, if you're at a yard sale, buy the box that's got 200 CDs in it. Just don't even question. Just be like, how many do you think are there? Because you are not that versed to be able to visually know how many. How many do you think are there? 200. I'll give you $40. And then if they want to be like, you can either have the odds that you're going to make $40 on what's there right now by the random people coming up and buying or not buying, or you can just get rid of it all. One in the hand is better than two in the bush. You might get $40 out of that. Might. Total. You got it all out here because you had the intent to sell it all. I'll buy it all. And then spend some time and scan and look stuff up, and you'll become familiar with at least that little bit. And now you have that little morsel from that time you looked at that 100 or you got that 100. And then do that again with 500 or 800. Like I just got those 800 CDs, roughly. And I ended up with like 1,500 listable and 20 personal. So I made money on it, but I got familiar with a lot of R&B and soul. Okay, D9. Back to leadership. D9. Regine Vasquez. Velasquez. Why am I back in this one? Because of all the times I looked, I don't... Regine Velasquez greatest hits CD, video, everything. It is in a DVD. I know it's a DVD. I don't know how 9 and 10, how that's 2 for 2 now. I may have, when I was checking them, thinking, but that's still strange that there's 2 that should be in 9 that are in 10. I hope I don't have to do that again. I mean, it doesn't take long, really, but it kind of does. Hopefully that these are the only 2. If not, I know that all my DVD media is right here. I might have a couple over somewhere else, but it's all right here. So if there's something absolutely I cannot find, I just take a box down, start looking with more diligence. All right, $15. So just imagine if you didn't, or if I didn't do inventory management and make sure stuff is where it's supposed to be. And if you don't do that for years and years and years, I bet you're going to run into a problem like I just had, but even worse, way more often. Oh, I can't find that one thing. I thought I had it there. Thought I had it there. I was going to make sure I was going to do inventory management, like Derek said. I was going to do that a couple years ago, but I haven't gotten to it. Now you see why it's important. All right, C48, Josh Allen, another international. But I don't promote off-site, and I get internationals. Well, I promote off-site, and I get 2, 3, 4 of them every day. Very rarely is there a day when I don't have an international sale. Josh Allen, the worst. You don't have to do it the way and how I do it, but I know that it helps. If you go to the time to when if you did, and say it like this, if you have promoted and you still do, stop. And then come back to this video and be like, oh yeah, that was a mistake. That is the paradigm barrier that a lot of people who don't promote are stuck with. Oh, I get plenty of sales. I don't need to promote. It does more than put you on the top of the search results. Damn it, now I forget what I was looking for. Josh Allen. Josh Allen. This one I got recently. I just remember the image. I don't remember exactly when I got it. But international. 21. This Cadence C36. I picked up a couple of these before. Run to Cadence, U.S. Army. I've had the Army. I want to say the Navy was another one I've had. Or maybe it was like infantry, and the other one was another MOS, I guess, or whatever other division of the military, or whichever. But this Cadence, these Cadence CDs, this is probably the fourth or fifth one I've sold, but this is $38. I mean, it does have a barcode, right? So you would probably look at it and be like, oh, that's a little different, and look it up. If they come up on scan, cool. If not, hand type. But I've known since I looked at the first one and it sold, that is me going out. And each time I go out and you look at something that you don't know of, and you realize that it sells, and then you sell it, and then you sell it again, that first experience now got ingrained to where now when you see these, you don't have to look them up. You just saved yourself time from doing that before. I was just looking at the name of the Facebook is Sean's Finds. And he does like a podcast. I don't listen to him, but you know, he put one up and he wrote something about a daily plan. He was interviewing someone else, talking about a daily plan. And the person responded something about just already knowing what you need to do. So that's part of the daily plan. But the other part was the efficacy on what you do for yourself. And so I wrote that in a comment. I was like, to me, I see it more that a lot of resellers lack efficacy, what they could do for themselves to be better with themselves and with time, primarily time, because that's the one thing you absolutely cannot get back, time in life. So I wrote, it's the efficacy and the structure. And I also wrote it, I was like, I say that kind of fleetingly in my, in some videos. Structure. And the structure is just, today's now Monday. So Wednesday, I'm going to XYZ. And that gets done Wednesday. Or sometimes how I have to do just maybe a day off or something. But if you have a chunk of something that needs done, whatever it may be, I got to get those CDs up there. That's why I stopped earlier. And I was thinking on how more and more, but I've been thinking about that since basically I got them. On how it needs to be done, which day I'm going to do it. Why am I going to do it that way? Why am I going this? Why am I? So if I can answer those whys before I do it, I make my own efficacy of making things easier and more efficient, ultimately. So there's that one, my little take on efficacy. So there's a book down here that's a $28 book, Encyclopedia of Matchbox Toys and Cars. I got from the guy who buys watches. All right, this tape right here, this cassette, Jeff Lynne, Armchair Theater. So this was also from that same guy who, the business estate sale, $13. Not that one yet. And I sold a couple cassettes over the weekend, which is just the variety of things that you can have. C27. Move these chargers. So I may not be like the anywhere near the biggest sellers. I know that my rolling 365-day sales is still, is over 100K. Still kind of makes me a 100K seller. So I will kind of boast that, and I will boast the amount of time it takes me to get that 100K in sales, which is about 25 to 30 hours a week. For anyone who watches anything that I do in some degree, I'm hoping you've kind of been able to surmise and ascertain. Like it's kind of lax. I'm always doing something, not always eBay related, but I'm always doing something. But if I had to do eBay 8 to 5, no matter what it was, driving around, getting pictures, packaging, this, that, whichever, if I had to do that 8 to 5, 40 hours a week, I'd be a 200,000 seller. I know the structure of what I need in order to get done what I need. And sometimes there's things that will slow sales down, but ultimately it's all I got to do is go buy some stuff. Reminds me of camp counselor again. All you got to do is repeat after me. Go buy stuff. Picture it. List it. Go buy more stuff. Picture it. List it. Death pile? No. Okay. Enough about that. So, Cretu, something else that I had just listed. 27, I think I was getting that when I went on my little pontification. Well, not really. I didn't plan it, but and that's the thing. I don't do scripts. I did a video one time where I made like the tablet. I had my little bullet point thing, my PowerPoint up or whatever. So I had like 6 or 7 things I went over, so I'd remember. Did that so I can get attention. Be like, hey, look, it's a good idea if you this XYZ. That stuff still applies, but I don't make videos for the theatrics or some people call it like a daily lifestyle or a IRL type thing, and this is IRL. I guess I do make it more IRL. I show you on somewhat where I go, mostly what I buy, sometimes how I package and how I clean the resurface the CDs, and some IRL with some patio pirate critters and going out scrapping. That's all IRL. I don't make the YouTube videos for the purpose of a bunch of glam or to go over one specific point and hope that not me. I like me for me. Creed 2. So these I got these ones, and then there's another one and another one. Or maybe it's just one more. I got an estate sale, different estate sale, one that I go to frequently. The same company that had that one I was just talking about, the business estate sale. But this one was a different one not too long ago. I got these two Cretu, 25. Timothy, yeah, so this is the interesting one. Hopefully it's right down here. There it is. So barcode, I don't remember. I don't think anything came up at all on barcode or 90 days. So then I hand typed it. So the artist does sell. And I went into Terapeak, and I think one had sold, I don't remember, like 30, 35 bucks. Don't remember. But I figured it's like, I'm the only one with it listed with this one. They sold before for 35 bucks. It's a very, very, I don't want to say underground because it's a religious artist. He is progressive rock rocker rapper, something like that. But 48 bucks. Take a little time and some due diligence. Use that gray matter and be like, the artist sells. Not any of this listed. Go into product research. There's only one that has sold. But the artist sells quite a bit. My instant thinking is it's much rarer. That's where I go with a lot of this stuff. And there are fans. I was answering something else. Well, not answering. I was replying to something else on Facebook, and someone's like, dude, people aren't paying 50 bucks for CDs. Myself and someone else both kind of laughed at him. I was like, you don't know collectors. And I just put up a screenshot of the 90-day in my solds 90-day and just CD. I was like, well, that's like $700 and those 10 CDs right there. Something's telling me that that's more than $50 average per those, but no one, not a single out of 8 billion. Whatever. If you don't know, you will always get ridicule. And then, okay, so this Bible here, NKJV, so New King James, expanded. Expanded. Now, people were setting offers for like 60, $70 for this. And I'm not going to go into that little tangent of, it's the Bible and you're trying to steal. All right, so $122. Have this cassette. Joan Jett and the Blackhawks. Blackhearts. $10. $10.49. Right, so I just said $10. That is another one I got from there. C43, that's Waller. This is another one I recently got within the past handful of weeks. That's Waller. It doesn't matter. It's going to go $4.39 to ship anyhow, right? So it doesn't really matter the size. But this one, $25. Then this book. So this is strange. This is one I got at the Habitat for Humanity down the road from here. Their books are like fill a plastic grocery bag for like $3. Sometimes there's not enough for me to get that, and then they'll just charge me the 49 cents. Sometimes I'll have like 4 books, they'll just charge me $1. All depends. But just one of those weird, kind of cookbooks, spiral cookbooks. The Vatican, refrigeration, air conditioning, and heating. I just now realized that can also be said Vatican, as opposed to VATICAN. But I looked it up at Terapeak, and like maybe a couple had sold. I'm like, you know what? It's going to be 50 cents, however much it was. If a couple have sold, I'm going to pay so little for it. And maybe there was another one listed, maybe there wasn't. I don't remember, but it's just using that little bit of executive decision. Like, it's 50 cents. A couple of them have sold. It's not going to take up room. Well, I mean, it does. But if it doesn't after a year and a half, it's 50 cents. All right, $18. Oh man, I've been talking for a while. I got some more. All right, Hallmark D24. The Hallmark. Is that the Royal Hearts one? Yes. Hallmark. $11. PlayStation. Heavenly Sword. D9. Let's see. It is. I was already 0 for 2. Now I'm 1 for 3. All right. Heavenly Sword. PlayStation. $25. So at the Village discount in both of them, Cuyahoga Falls and in South Akron, DVD, anything in a case like this is 90 cents. DVDs, Blu-rays, 4K, PlayStation, Xbox, if it's in a disc like this, or a case like this, or a regular DVD size case, 90 cents. CDs are $1.50, and books are usually 60 cents. A Silent Voice, the movie, Steelbook, D3. Now, I should be right about here. Silent Voice. $22. Steelbook. Real Bodywork Yoga. D23. Is that it? That's it. All right. $14. C44. Della Reese. Della Reese. 18. So they're inside of these. So what I'll do when I go to ship them, especially in these ones, same thing I do with the DVDs. I'll put a couple of these shipping label backings, the little plastic, whatever they are, the paper plastic, and I'll put a couple of those right in here. And I'll close that, and I'll do the same for the back. So if they happen to pop out, it's going to be less likely because I have that little bit of padding in there. Not even padding. It's a little bit of something right there. And I do the same thing with the DVDs. It's a good way for me to not be throwing those things away. They get used one more time for something else. D2, Cadence. So I just relisted this one. This movie used to sell quite better than me having to have to wait. Maybe, I don't know how long I've had it, but Cadence usually sells quite well. Usually. It did before. All right, Cadence. $13. Static X. C35. Wing Static. So that's, well, you can't see it. So when I put stuff away, no matter how it is, I'm going to move all this stuff up. If there's room in here, then I'll take one of these bottom ones and I'll put it over here. And the sides will be, or this will be filled in with another one. And whatever space here, all my newly listed stuff goes on the bottom right. So I know I just listed that, so the first place I went was over here on the bottom right. Sometimes it doesn't always work out that way, but especially after I do an inventory checking and stuff gets moved around a bit. All right, $20. All right, this book here, Something You Should Know, $18. Not like that. I don't know where the separation is now. Oh, last one. C51, Merle Haggard, old country singer. Just listed that one too. Well, 51 is a box of within a month old. All right, Merle Haggard, $18. Let me do a refresh here. I sent out 9 offers this morning. See if any of them took. Negative. So for the most part, out of 27, 30 will be 6. 500, and another 2 would be 8. So less than 30, maybe $27 average. So it's a little higher up there. But if you take a $120 Bible out of the mix, so that would have been 600, 580, and 26. Drops that down quite a bit to where now we're 22. A little, yeah, pretty much 22, which is a little upper of the bread and butter. Oh, as for, yeah, that's going to wrap that one up. Like what you heard, like what you saw, like what you learned. was pointing at the Bible when I was thinking about that, and then I was like, man, I got to go to my little outro thing and talk about more stuff. When it comes down to Bibles, typically, a lot of Bibles will sell. The ones that will sell for better money are typically going to be leather. Not all of them, but the more that's down here on the spine that you can look up, that seems a little more. So the new KJV, so that's all that is. The Open Bible Expanded, and you have concordance and helps, and some with the dictionary. And a lot of them will have a number right down here. Nelson will. The other one, Hillman. Maybe it starts with a T. Tyndale. But some of them have numbers down here. Just type that in. And be like, oh, I typed that in. Nothing came up. Well, then get it. Because, or at least go into product research. So this one here is clean. You're going to make sure that the dedication page, the presentation page, can be clean or it can be filled out. If it's all clean, it's going to be worth, it's going to be quite a bit more. But definitely give Bibles a look. If they have more on the spine, and if they look leather or they are leather, they could be $50, $80. I sold a brand of a Bible called Humble Lion or Humble Lamb for like $400. Wouldn't think it, but yup. All right, so there's that. Tell me if you think going up. Comment down below. Subscribe, share. It's all free. It'll help me, help you, so we can help other people learn about buying and selling physical media on eBay. Appreciate it. Thank you.